could listen to these for me?
That's disgusting, man. Where'd you pull that out from?
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey again to y'all with the video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all had a great weekend. My day is going absolutely stupendous. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers to Trey King Show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have a story out of New York by way of Mount Vernon. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of New York, everybody outside the great city of Mount Vernon. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me the story. And also, keep these stories coming. And now you all, I have a question I want to ask you. How does a person smuggle a loaded handgun along with cocaine inside of a jail and end up shooting somebody, yes, the very next day with that loaded handgun, as in the case of this story right here, where we have 32 years old Louis Big Butt Soto, who was recently arrested for violating a child. Now you would think to yourself, if you're being arrested, you would get rid of the gun as soon as possible. But Louis Soto was not trying to hear none of that. And now I know this story comes as a shock to some of you all, and you got to ask yourself this main question right here. How in the hell was this man able, yes, to put a loaded handgun up his ass? Let's just keep it real. Now, for those who want to know the reason why this was able to happen was because just a few years ago, Joe Biden, along with the Biden administration, passed several laws where they was trying to ban strip searches inside these jails.
2 years ago, Mount Vernon moved to reduce strip searches as part of a civil rights settlement with the Biden Justice Department. But police say current search policies should have detected the firearm.
And now ask yourself this, family. Why would the president of the United States pass laws where it makes it difficult for jail employees to strip search inmates? Because you would think on one hand that you want your jail to be what? It starts with an S. You want your jail to be secure. You want your jail to be able to function without any problems. But right after this incident had taken place, that's when the Mount Vernon Police Department swiftly passed new laws. Listen to this.
Effective immediately, the use of the department's magnetometer handheld wand is now mandatory for all new prisoner process.
And now, family, you would think they would have been doing that the whole damn time. So why would it take an inmate to get shot in the leg just for you all to realize that that dumbass policy that you all had was not working? Like, what did you expect to happen? I mean, jail is jail for a reason. You feel me? People go to jail because they have done something wrong. So ask yourself this also, family, after hearing that. Why would you all make it easy for inmates to smuggle in contraband, no matter if it's drugs or, in this case, drugs and a weapon? Think about that. And just think how many people could have lost their lives that day. All because Loose Booty McGee, yes, Louis Soto, had it on his mind to shoot somebody. And if I was the inmate that got shot in the leg that day due to the lack of security, I would be talking to me a lawyer in hopes of pursuing legal action against the jail, a lawsuit or something. Anyway, let's begin.
Well, sources are telling me tonight that gun was stashed in this prisoner's buttocks, and he managed to get into this prisoner transport van undetected after he saw a judge. And now 2 police officers are in the hot seat, and another prisoner is in the hospital tonight with that gunshot wound to the leg.
Now, family, this incident had taken place Thursday, October the 16th, where it was reported that Louis Soto was inside the Mount Vernon jail on charges of violating a child. He touched a minor, and for some kind of reason, he had cocaine on him along with a gun when he was arrested. Now, you would think to yourself that if you're being arrested and you knowing what you already done before you got arrested, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to get rid of the gun and also the drugs on you. So what was the purpose of keeping the gun and the drugs on him? And now one has to ask themselves also, maybe the reason why Louis Soto wasn't able to get the gun and drugs off his body was because the police rolled up on him very fast. Because as you all know, the police will surprise you. Now, you got to think to yourself also, well, if he knowing he had just messed around and touched a minor inappropriately, why would he be walking around with drugs and also a gun on him? And now also adding to that point, now you would think to yourself, since he was arrested October the 15th, which happened to be a Wednesday, he had a whole day to get the gun and also the drugs off his body. So why keep the drugs and gun inside your body when you had ample opportunity to get rid of the gun and the drugs? Think about that. So it sounds like to me, maybe Louis Soto want to stay his ass in jail. But at the same time, how does a person sneak a loaded 22 hand pistol inside their butt? Think about that. And like they say in the Bronx, maybe he was already broken in, like that other YouTuber said. Anyway, let's continue.
The shooting happened while the prisoners were being brought to the jail inside of a Mount Vernon police transport van 7 o'clock last night. Officials say that the person was shot by a fellow prisoner who'd smuggled the gun into the vehicle on his body. As cops heard the shot go off mid-ride, they turned around, raced back here to police headquarters, where 5 prisoners were offloaded and secured. Police say Louis Soto was the man who had the loaded 22 caliber revolver.
Now just think how bad this could have turned out for everyone involved in this situation. Not only the inmates, but also the driver, because Louis Soto had a loaded, 22 hand pistol on his body. Well, inside his ass, really. Now, also adding to that point, just think if he would have shot the transportation driver and they would have wrecked and end up possibly killing somebody else along with everybody on the van. So it goes to show you, this man don't have any respect for the law. He don't care who he hurt, because number one, he was already in jail for touching a minor. And then also, not only that, to make it even worse, he smuggled cocaine along with a loaded handgun inside of the jail. Now, I got to blame the jail on this also, along with Louis Soto, dumbass. Now, think about this. Just think if he would have took this gun inside the jail and then held one of the guards hostage and demanded that not only he be freed, but also other inmates. This situation could have turned out very bad for a lot of people. And just because it was a 22 hand gun does not mean that gun did not have the power, the potential to kill somebody. Because I know some of y'all are saying to yourself right now, well, Trey, the small bullets is not going to hurt anyone. But think about this, though, for anybody who ever got shot. And thank God I never got shot. Now, they say when you get shot with a 22, it ricochets, it bounces off your bones. So potentially you can get shot in the leg, and guess what? The bullet will wind up in your heart. Or in the case of Louis Soto, in your ass. Anyway, let's close up.
But how it got past multiple layers of security is what's being investigated right now. Soto's a 32-year-old Bronx man who had been arrested on Wednesday initially for allegedly assaulting a minor. Now he's facing multiple charges related to the shooting. As a result, police are overhauling their security protocols, knowing full well how much more serious this could have been.
And now in closing, it took an inmate to get shot just for the jail to change their security measure. But you would think to yourself, by this being a jail, you would want your jail what? Secured. You would want your jail to be able to function and run without any worries or anything like this happen. Because this right here is a clear sign of negligence. Not only was this man not properly searched, but at the same time, he brought a loaded handgun inside the jail along with drugs. Now the gun and the drugs also could have potentially killed somebody. So I hope the jail learned their lesson and they will start properly searching these inmates, because this situation could have turned out very bad for everybody. And now let me ask you all this question before we close this video up. Does the inmate that got shot in the leg, does he have a lawsuit on his hand? Can he sue this jail for negligence? And I have another question I want to ask you all also. How in the hell was this man able to stick this gun up his ass and make it stay there for a whole damn day? And Louis Soto is very lucky that he didn't eat any beans that day, because if he did, if he would have fought at one good time, guess what? He would have shot and killed his own self, what we call killing your own ass. But anyway, you all let me know what you think about this story. If there's anything I may have missed or misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comments section, or you can email me and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed, and I'll see y'all soon on next Trey King Show. And I'm out.
You think you could listen to these for me?
That's disgusting, man. Where'd you pull that out from?
Oh, from my Louis Vuitton prison bag, nigga. What do you think? I pulled them out my ass.